Recording in progress.
All right. Thanks, Claire. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
All right, everyone, welcome to Paint Night. I'm not sure if you guys know which image we are going to be doing, so I will share my screen. Please let me know if you need me to slow down, or if you need me to repeat a step, or if you need anything at all. You can feel free to type in the chat box or just unmute yourself and let me know. So I'm going to share my screen first. All right. So this is the image. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is the image we are going to be doing today. It has a gray background and some flowers. So the Q-tips or the end of your paintbrush will be used to actually create these little petals on here. So if you need me to reshare that image as well, or I will be painting along with you today too. So first of all, we will want our black and our white to start. So we will be using mostly white with just a small drop of black, just one little drop of black for the background, and you're going to be painting the entire canvas, this one color. And just a tip, don't paint it too thick because we will be painting on top of that. So make it thin, and our image will be on top of it anyways, so it's not super important what it looks like, because the main focus will be our flowers.
So Claire, how much white do we make?
Yeah, I will show you about what I'm doing. So I've got about this much white on my camper. And I'm just going to put one little drop of black into that, because I can always make it darker. It's a lot easier to make your paint darker than it is to make it.
Claire, are we painting it portrait or landscape?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So we can do it either way, whichever way, if you want like taller flowers and less of them, or if you want more flowers this way. I will be doing mine this way.
Okay.
But feel free to do it either way. The image is kind of square that I showed you, so it can be either way.
Okay, thank you.
So you're just making a pale gray to start. Once my color is mixed, I will show you what it looks like, what mine looks like. Also, if yours looks a little darker or a little lighter, that's okay too. All right. I'm adding a bit more white to mine. And this is the gray color against the white. That's what mine looks like. Remember, not too thick. We just want to kind of give our canvas a base color, so it's not just plain white.
It's covering the whole thing, is that right?
Yep.
Okay. Don't you sing for this as well? Isn't that part of the job?
I feel like there would be less people here if I started to sing. So this is mine, how it's coming along so far. Looks, so the lighting's not great in this room, but.
So if ours was slightly less pale than yours,
That's okay.
that's okay?
Yep. Your flowers will still stand out.
Thank you.
So we just had someone join, Claire, so you can just repeat your.
Sounds good. Okay, so for our first step of our image, oh, somebody else is coming in, so I will.
Rebecca's coming in, yeah. Here we go.
All right. Welcome, Rebecca and Peter.
Sorry about that. I was
No
having
worries.
some problems.
Yeah, no problem at all. So I'm just going to let you guys know our first step for the painting. So we are mixing our white and our black to make a pale gray. So you'll want to use a lot of white and 1 drop of black. So I have covered my canvas so I can show you what color mine is. I guess I should show you it compared to white. So this is it compared to white.
Okay.
So we're creating a background and just covering your whole canvas with gray. Perfect.
You know, man. Come here. Sorry. I'm not muted.
Also, we don't want to make it too thick because it is the background of our painting. And we will be painting on top of it. So don't make it too thick or else it will take a while for it to dry for us to do our next step.
So is yours dry right now?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was wondering, are you able to run through what colors we needed on?
Yes. For the whole painting?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so we're needing white, black, green, and purple.
Like black, green, and purple?
Yeah, like a leaf green color and like a violet purple color. I don't know if you know
Okay, thank you.
no problem. You see Sue drying off her canvas, that's a good idea.
Thank you.
So those of you who just joined, while we wait for these to dry, I will share my screen just to show you what our image is going to look like at the end.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. What our ideal image would look like. All right, so as you can see, this canvas is square. So you can do it either portrait or landscape. It is up to you. If you do it portrait, your flowers will just be taller and longer. Whereas if you do it landscape, there will be more flowers.
But should we always have the same perspective on like one tall one and a whole bunch of short ones?
It's totally up to you. So once we get to that stage, we can kind of figure out how we want to lay our flowers out on here. Everyone will look a little bit different, which is nice. And when you're done with the gray, you can clean your paintbrush. We won't be needing that gray color anymore.
Can I just show you? Does that look like it's too dark?
No, that's perfect.
Okay. Because it's different when you see it on the thing and then when you see it on the paint on the portrait, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I guess if we got to put newspaper down. It's okay. Wash.
I just laid my canvas down in my wet paint. So don't do that.
Could be what not to do, is it?
Yes. I'll show you what to do and what not to do.
So later when you're rich and famous, people will be fighting over that one.
Everyone's background's coming along.
Sorry, another question.
Yeah, of course.
So you were just painting the canvas, right, with the light gray?
Sorry, say that again.
Sorry.
Can you repeat that question? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. We're just painting the canvas with the light gray, right?
Yes. So the canvas, we're just creating our background right now. We've only done the gray.
Got it. Thank you.
And Alyssa said in the chat, I like the texture in the example, so I made my gray uneven and a bit patchy. That is a great idea as well. So also a tip, if you want, while your canvas is drying, you can take some of your paper towel in a ball and get more of that texture as well.
In a ball?
Sorry.
Yeah, so if you take some of your, well, I'll take a piece off here. You take a piece off of here and crumple it up.
Okay.
It creates an uneven texture as well.
So
if
that
you would like to try that.
for our background?
Yeah, it's up to you. You can keep it straight one color. You can, yeah, like Alyssa was saying in the example, there was a little bit of a color variation in the background for texture. So if you'd like to try that, that's always an example that you can do.
Yeah.
It also might help dry it if it's too thick.
That creates clouds, doesn't it?
Yeah, it can create like a cloud-like texture.
Is that how artists would normally do a cloud? Or?
Yeah, sometimes.
Huh.
I've seen people use sponges before or paper towel. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, but given that would be the height of the flowers would be from the bottom up. So if your clouds are at the top, does that create a necessity to make the bottom more like grass or ground, or is it?
Well, we will be adding the grass. So if it's too, like, I feel like the flowers would cover where it wouldn't need to be cloudy.
Okay, thank you.
All right, is anybody's getting dry? Mine's almost there.
I don't have purple, Claire. Can I mix it? Anything to make purple?
Yes, if you mix blue and red, you will get purple. Or you could even make, like if you have a darker red, you could always just add some white to that and make it more of like a fuchsia purple, like a pinky purple.
Got it.
If you are mixing purple, I would say more red and less blue.
Okay. Thank you. I don't think I have any of that. I'm just gonna have to go with whatever I got.
Yeah, you can create the flowers any color you'd like to. They're all the same color anyways.
Is there a way to darken the green if you got a brighter green?
The green we have is pretty bright. But if you wanted to darken it, I would say add like the smallest, not even a drop, just the smallest touch of black. It'll make it a little bit like a duller color too. But
right.
You can add a little bit of black.
I'll give it a try. Okay. I didn't prepare for this, as you can tell.
Don't worry, I forgot newspaper. It'll wash off.
All right, I'll wait another few minutes for our canvases to dry, but our next color will be the green.
If we leave the tops off or open, does that dry out the paint?
If you leave it open for too long, so if you left it open overnight, it might dry.
But just for
but
this
if you leave it
session?
open just for today, no, you'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Sue, is your canvas dry? Almost. All right, so mine is pretty dry. So I can show you guys the next step while mine's dry. And if you guys want, you can wait to watch me do this one. And then once your canvases are dry, we can do the same. So next we're going to be doing our stems. So we want our stems to range anywhere from, I would say, this height. So like 1/3 to 2/3. We want to leave this top open. So we're just going to be filling the bottom here with some grass. And you can be putting it in different directions if you want to make it interesting. But we don't want to make the entire bottom green. We want there to be a little bit of space between our grass. But for the color, it's just going to be this straight green color. We don't need to mix at all, just green. So I can do this one facing the screen. And hopefully I will be able to do this backwards. Let's see. All right, so I'm just taking my green color. I'm just making some grass lines. And if there is a little bit of the white showing through, You can leave it if you'd like to, or you can go over it like so and fill it in. Oh. Just to get a solid color there. It's up to you. So this one I've filled in, and this one I've left with a little bit of white. But basically we want to cover the bottom of our canvas here with some grass. And you can make them going different directions if you want. All different heights. That one's a little tall, but that's okay. The main focus of this painting will be our flowers, but we're just adding some grass to make it a little bit more full. So I'm gonna continue on with my grass a little bit more. And when I'm done, I will show you, but not too many more I'm going to put in. But it might just be easier for me to see it from this angle.
Could you just show the picture of the finished product
Yeah,
again?
of course. So again, you can do this landscape or portrait. It does not matter which way your canvas is facing.
So are you?
Oh, sorry.
We're just going to say, are you using a small brush?
Sorry?
Are you using a small brush then?
Yeah, you're smaller of the two brushes that I think you have. Yeah, I think you have two brushes.
I have ones from before.
Okay, yeah, then a thinner brush. And if your grass is a bit thicker, that's okay too.
Either my background is way too dark or my green is way too light.
The more layers of green you put on, the more your color will show.
Just wondering, Claire, how did you get the background there? It almost looks like distant trees. Like, how did you get that effect?
So that one's just the example.
Oh, okay.
Mine looks more like this.
Got it. Thank you.
Mine's not dry yet.
No worries, take your time. All right, so this is the end of mine. I'm gonna leave my grass at this because I can always add more grass later if I need to. And when you're done with your grass, you can clean your brush.
They don't all have to be long. They can be.
Yeah, that's great. I see a thumbs up from Linda and Michael. I think they're done their grass. How's everyone's grass coming along?
So far, so good.
Gonna try again.
Oh, Alyssa, that looks great. Oh, Donna, that looks good too. I like the variant in all your grass.
You're good.
Sue looks great. And Sharon?
Who knew grass was so hard to paint?
Looks good, Karen. Oh, that looks great.
More.
And once we have our flowers down, we can always add more grass later if we think there's some missing spots.
No, frozen.
So does anybody need more time before I show you the next step? All right. So if you do need me to slow down, just let me know. And if you are still doing your grass, that's okay too. So our next step is purple. We are first going to use just the straight purple to start. So you will need your purple and your Q-tips. And if you don't have Q-tips, again, we can always just use the back end of our paintbrush. It will be the exact same effect. So for this step, we are just kind of marking out the shape of the flowers and where we want them on our canvas. I will show you on my canvas first, and then I'll also share my screen again so you can see the example. The example has, I think, 8 different flowers. I think I'm just going to do about 4 or 5 and put them along my grass there. So to start, we're just going to dip the end of our Q-tip into our paint, and that will be our brush for this step. So basically the flowers are kind of a triangle shape. So I'm going to start with the top and where I want my flower to be. All right, so one here. And as you can see, I'm just kind of marking out a rough triangle shape of where I want my flower. It will be over top of some grass, and we can add the bottom stem after. But this is approximately where my flower will be. And then we can fill it in with some more of the same color dots, not fully touching, because we'll add some more on top as well. So there's one flower, and I'm just going to do, I think, 3 or 4 more along as well. And this one, we do not need to wait for this step to dry as we go, but I will show you the screen again. And you can kind of see what the shape of our flowers are going to look like. So see how they're kind of a triangle shape, and there's the darker and lighter colors in there as well. So I'm just starting with a general triangle flower shape and adding some color as I go.
So for that one that's really elongated, did you just start with simple one and just kept going on the top, or?
Yeah, pretty much. So we can kind of shape them as we go as well. For my first few, I'm just kind of putting in a general shape of the colors, or sorry, the shape of the flower and where I want it to be.
So we're just doing the outline of each one, right? Or are we filling it right down?
And you're filling it in a little bit. So as you can see, here's mine. I have 3 flowers on there so far.
You make them longer. See? Like,
So let me know if you'd like to see mine or the other image at all.
in your drawing, you see the purple, but there's also white there as well. Is that added?
Yes, we're going to be doing that next.
Okay.
I can't get a hang of it.
Just put the image up one more time, please.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
So did you start on the bottom?
I start like for my flower shape. I typically start with the top, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're getting that triangle shape.
I just missed where you had started. That was all.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so on mine, you can see there's my flowers, and see some of them don't actually have stems, but that's just where I wanted my flower. So again, I can go back in and add that green where I want it. But this is just the same one color of that purple. And as we go, we're just going to be adding on layers of more colors and adding some whites into that color. So the example does have two purples. We have one. So that one has a very, very dark purple as well. Whereas this will be the darkest color of our purple unless you choose to add a little bit of black, which will make the color, again, a little bit duller than this, but it will darken it. So for mine, I'm just going to choose to add white each step, each layer, adding a little bit more white to my color. And I will show you that even if you're not at this step yet, that's okay. But so adding some white into my purple here to create that lighter, paler purple. And I will use the same Q-tip actually. Once it's mixed, I'll show you. So now I have a pale purple, and I will be adding on top of my other there. Just adding a little bit more texture into that flower. If you can see that there. So eventually we will have no white spaces on our flowers, but it will be created with different shades of purple. And each layer you can add a little bit more white. And if you want, you can always go back and add a little bit more dark as well.
It's like a bottle brush.
A what?
Not a bottle brush.
Can you show the original again, too, please?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
I think I did my stems too long.
That's okay. Your flowers will blend into them. And when you paint over top, the flowers will completely cover your green.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, and we didn't do our grass.
So I'm just going to show you my image one more time. So I have, this one is covered with two, yes, these two are covered with two shades of purple right now. And the top color, I will be adding just plain white onto it after, once I've completed all of these. But it does add a little bit of texture to those flowers as well. I don't know if that will help the color. Oh, there we go. I think that's a bit better with the color there.
That's what they are. This one just got more out of control.
There's a calming feeling just dabbing. Very repetitive motion.
Mine don't look anything like that.
this is what mine look like now. They have 3 different shades of, it's got purple, a pale purple, and then a white on the top as well. So up close, it just looks like a bunch of dots.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm not at that step yet, but is there one stem over here that, like, I don't know where to put the flower in on that? Like, should I just leave that?
Yeah, of course. Not all of my leaves have, or grass has flowers either.
Perfect.
I put a little bit more to drop. So I went a different way. I kind of just made mine look kind of like lupins.
Yeah, they look beautiful.
And I kind of shaded them in.
Yeah, that's wonderful. If you want, you can always add a little bit of that lighter color just on top too. For some more
I had a pink here and I kind of made it lighter. And I mixed
it looks
with
nice.
purple.
It's pretty. Yes, everybody's is going to look different, and that's my favorite part about paint night, seeing everybody's paintings.
Just before we start wrapping up, I put my email into the chat there as we finish up. If everyone could send me a photo of your finished paintings, that would be great. I'll put them all together for everyone to see.
Are we on to the white yet or not?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so once you do one layer, you don't have to wait for it to dry. If you do it while it's wet, it will still go on top, but it'll also mix a little bit, kind of adding a bit more texture, which is nice. So in some of mine, you can see the other colors kind of going through, and they've mixed in a little bit.
So you want to do it while it's wet?
Yeah, you don't have to wait for it to dry. If you do wait, like if it does dry while you're painting, that's okay. You just don't have to.
Gotcha.
The last thing that I wanted to do is just add some stems to the ones that were just floating. So if you want to add some stems, or if you do want to fill in some areas that you find are white, you can always just add in like longer grass or shorter grass if you feel like it needs to be filled in. I only added ones where my flowers were floating, but you can add grass wherever you feel like you might need it. Linda, that's beautiful.
That's all, Michael.
It's Michael's. I love it.
Thank you.
You should get it framed.
Yeah, he's gonna give it to his mom.
You should sign it.
Hmm?
No problem. Looks wonderful.
I'm not sure what that is, but good job.
Yeah, he signed it.
This doesn't work, does it?
All right, just while we finish up our paintings here, adding the final touches, I will just end the recording here.